Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the 82 Show. I am your host, Driz. Today we have another episode coming right your way. What are we going to be talking about today, you ask? Well, today we're going to be doing NBA debates coming into this season. I know we're already into the season, but it's still fun to talk about stuff like this. So before we get into that, make sure to subscribe, share with all your friends. The usual stuff I say in my intros. And without further ado.
Hello and welcome back to the 82 Show. I'm your other host, Daniel, and today we have a very special episode for you guys. But before we get into it, like and subscribe down below and share with every single person you know. So, today, me and Driz will be talking about some great NBA debates, NBA questions, actually, that a lot of people have going into the season. Mm-hmm. So how about we just get into it? I'll start with the first one, Driz.
Alright, go ahead.
So, the first question is, how will Steve Nash perform as head coach?
Well, Nets seem to be doing good. I think he has a great level of IQ, Steve Nash, so I think he'd be a good coach. And I think there was a comment on Harden's first game. He had a triple-double, but with 9 turnovers. And Steve, he didn't really care about, the triple-double. He was like 9 turnovers, world-class NBA player and stuff like that, and I found it funny.
Yeah.
But I think...
kind of making fun of his own player as well.
When he played with Mike D'Antoni, the 7-second offense, I think that could be really good for a team like Brooklyn with 3 level scorers. And... I think he'd do a great job, honestly. Nothing to really complain about if you have Steve Nash as your head coach. I know it's his first time, but
he's never coached before, and he's going to NBA head coach. Do you think that he'll be able to do better than the other ones?
What do you mean better than the other? I think he'd be
better than the other coaches.
About an above average coach, because he has again a great deal of IQ. If you watch Steve Nash, he's a great passer, great team player. I don't really see him not doing well, but I wouldn't call him like a great coach just yet.
Do you think that if I'm blanking. Do you think that coaches should in general be players that have played in the NBA?
What do you mean? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention, honestly. Repeat that question.
Do you think that coaches should in general be players that have played in the NBA?
I think they're very qualified. Because, you play at the highest level. I think they're very qualified. They're qualified enough to do the job. I wouldn't say no, but it wouldn't be my first go-to, It wouldn't be like, I need a coach. I wouldn't automatically look for an NBA player. Unless they're, notorious for having, CP3. I'd look for him as a coach.
That's what I was just thinking. I was thinking, do you think Chris Paul is going to become a coach?
I don't know if he's going to become a coach. But you have coaches that would be good, like Rajon Rondo and Chris Paul. They would be great coaches. Because of their IQ
and then
how they
instead
understand the
Steve
game.
Kerr becomes a coach. Not Steve Kerr.
Yeah,
and then instead Tyronn Lue becomes a coach.
Moving on.
So, yeah. So, the next debate...
What do you think Steve Nash will do?
Oh, I think he'll do great. I think that in general, NBA players are simply better to become coaches than a lot of some coaches. I'm not saying always, because there's still some amazing coaches in Phil Jackson and Greg Popovich.
I think also one of the best coaches isn't even in the NBA. Coach K from Duke. He's he's very he's up there. Really very famous.
I think in general, a coach doesn't necessarily have to be from the NBA, but if you're a player with good IQ in the NBA, then you're basically overqualified to become a coach. Does that make sense?
Overqualified, I wouldn't say, but you're definitely qualified at the bare minimum to be a coach.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, sure. So, in next question is, do you think that the Clippers will contend for the top spot in the West?
Could? They definitely could. They definitely can. I mean, it just really depends how they're gonna play.
Do you think that they will, though?
They look like they're, they look like a team that's coming for revenge and stuff like that. Terrible. Paul George is playing well. It just really depends how he plays in the playoffs. Kawhi's playing like Kawhi.
Which is known not to.
What?
Even though Paul George is not known to be a playoff player.
Yeah, but like Kawhi, he's averaging 26, 5, and 6. They're all doing well. Paul George is doing well. They're a good team. They definitely are matched. They match up well against the Lakers, especially with the addition of Serge Ibaka, who's a great addition to them for rim protection, and he's a great player.
Yeah.
Serge Ibaka, a very valuable player to have on a team. I think they can. I'm not gonna guarantee anything. I'm not gonna, I don't really feel like predicting anything now, but they definitely could. And I wouldn't be necessarily. It wouldn't be like a great shock to me if they did beat the Lakers. It wouldn't be an insane shock to me. But
I see them very much contending, and I even see them perchance getting first in the regular season. But I don't think that they will.
You don't think they're gonna make it? I mean, as I said, I wouldn't guarantee it either. I wouldn't even consider it heavily, but they still have great talent on their team, and you have one of the best players in the world. Obviously, you got a great supporting cast, great depth. Yeah, it's very likely. It was very possible, but it really just depends.
They're also playing against a powerhouse team at the same time.
They are a powerhouse team as well, though. That's what you forget sometimes. Despite the disappointing season last year, they still have two world-class players and a great depth.
Did they gain a leader?
Did they gain a leader? No. And I think that's their biggest flaw. They don't have a playmaker. But,
I would have loved for them to get Chris Paul or something.
No,
instead of Chris Paul being on Phoenix, even though Chris Paul on Phoenix is doing decently well at the moment.
They're a 6th seed as of now.
Which is, most people thought that they were going to be last. So,
People did not think they were going to be last. I could guarantee
well,
you
not behind...
people definitely didn't think they were going to be last.
Maybe. Sorry. How do you think Phoenix is going to do this year?
Decent. Just decent.
Do you think that they'll be...
I'd say around...
make playoffs and then
it's
out
too
first round?
It's really early to tell. But... we're like about 1/4 of the way through the season. I guess you could say that. I see them doing well. I see them doing decent.
Is Doncic injured?
Is he? I don't know. But Dallas isn't doing
I
well.
don't think so.
No, I don't.
They are.
Is he?
Jeez. In the last 10 games, they're 2-8.
No, he's not injured. He's not injured. Not injured at all.
What's their excuse?
What? What's their excuse?
Mm-hmm.
Because of liability on the defensive end. And they don't have Kristaps.
Is Kristaps injured?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Because that was a team that I was expecting to rise up this year.
Yeah.
And have a good chance in, Eastern Conference.
Banking on youth, are you, Daniel?
I was banking on Doncic, not on you.
Well, sure.
But once again, who's doing amazing? Utah Jazz.
The Utah Jazz.
Well,
they
how?
are.
What
With
happened
Donovan
with them?
Mitchell, that's amazing. Nobody's talking about them, actually. They're very slept on. Nobody at all is talking about them.
Which is really funny because they are first in the West.
They're first in the league. Are they? Yeah, they're
I'm
first in the
I'm
league.
I hope, if I'm being honest with you, I hope that they win the champion.
That'd be cool. I like
I don't
Donovan
think they
Mitchell.
will. I'm not even for Donovan Mitchell, for Mike Conley.
Okay. Okay.
You don't like Mike Conley?
I have neutral feelings about Mike Conley. I don't like him. I don't dislike him. He's just like a neutral NBA player for me. I mean, not during his grit and grind Grizzlies days, but now he's just like slightly above average. I guess you could say that.
I have, I don't even know how I'm going to tell the story, but I have vivid memories of being on a plane and then searching basketball on like the TV in the plane, and then all that would show up was a Mike Conley Jr. Documentary every time. So now it's just that's all that show up.
That's funny. That's funny. Continue. Get to the next one.
Sure. So next is, which player will be better off on his new team, John Wall or Russell Westbrook, which I really like, actually.
That is a good one. I mean, it's a trade. It's a very good one.
John Wall's in Houston, right?
I mean, as of now, Russell Westbrook's averaging great numbers. Well, I mean, oh no, he's shooting 38% from the field.
Yeah, it's not.
Jesus. Even Kobe didn't shoot that. Like, Kobe did not shoot that bad.
I sent Driss a stat today, and it was like,
I already knew
Kobe
of that stat, though. I already knew of that stat.
Kobe has missed the most shots in NBA history, and then he's like, LeBron has flopped the most times in NBA. I'm gonna Google that right now.
Bro, there's no stat for who
flops
flops more. There really isn't.
in NBA history. I guarantee you.
But the difference is when Marcus Smart flops, he flops like to draw the foul. When LeBron flops, he goes and complains to the ref. There's a difference. Oh,
Vlade Divac.
Did you see what he did to Joel?
Vlade Divac, dude.
Did you see what he did to Joel?
No,
When he
what
pushed
happened?
him? Joel was in midair and he had both hands on him.
LeBron did?
Yeah.
How's Joel?
He seemed like he was in a lot of pain, but it was bad, and he didn't even help him up or like see how he was doing. I think apparently he went to go to the ref and, associate with the ref.
Well, he's like, here, if I give you this much money, will you not call that a foul?
No, and I think Joel said something. He tweeted or said something. He's like, if it were me who would have done that, I would have been ejected. And yeah, that's kind of true.
Objective, yeah. There actually is apparently a list for biggest floppers in NBA history.
What is it?
Fun fact. Number one is, sorry, the page loading. Is Vlade Divac.
Who else? Give me names on that list.
And number two is Bill Laimbeer.
And
number three is Anderson Varejao. And the fourth is Manu Ginobili.
This is that's cap. Ginobili? I don't remember him flopping.
I have a few clips in my head.
I have many LeBron clips in my head.
Reggie Miller is fifth.
I could kind of see that. I could kind of see that.
Karl Malone is eighth.
We're not gonna talk about Karl Malone, okay, Daniel? Let's make that clear.
That's very fun. Alright, anyway, so what was this debate about again? Yeah, it was about John Wall and Russell Westbrook. So overall,
he's shooting
I think
terrible from the field.
How's John Wall doing though?
What?
How's John Wall doing now?
I'm gonna find that out just now.
Jeez.
I know. Let me see. Where the hell is this? Players. Let's see how he's doing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Decent numbers. How's he shooting from the field? Decent numbers. Decent. I mean, I think they're pretty even. Yeah, I'd say they're even.
Do you think John Wall's gonna be an All-Star this year?
No, I don't see it. I really don't see it.
So you think John Wall's career is kind of his prime at least, or his time in the spotlight is over?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't guarantee. I mean, it's not really over. I wouldn't say that, but definitely, I don't see him, coming back to his prime. especially after the the Achilles tear, and he's a very athletic player. So I wouldn't consider him to go back to his prime. But he's still John Wall after all, so he's still a above average all-star type of player. I just don't see him
That's
being
true.
an all-star, but he's all-star caliber. I think that's the best way to
So
put it.
who's doing better right now?
I think it's a tie, really. John Wall, Russell Westbrook's putting up more assists and rebounds, but John Wall's shooting better from the field. They're both doing terrible as teams, and Bradley Beal literally has to carry every single game, so... Yeah.
Bradley Beal, and you know who else?
What?
You know who else? You know who else is also carrying?
Don't even say Denny.
You know who else is carrying?
Fuck off, bro. Piss me off with Denny, man.
Denny Avdija.
You pissed
Denny
me off.
Avdija.
Piss me off with that.
Good, that's my goal.
Alright, on to the next one, because I really don't... I see them just tied up for that spot. On to the next
And
one.
not even in a good tie, just kind of sad.
Yeah, it is.
Fifth. Fourth actually. Can the 76ers take a step forward with Doc Rivers?
They are taking a step forward, so I think
They're
that's
taking
the
a
answer. They are
major
taking
step forward. Yeah, but then again, they were such a good team last year, dude.
No, they
and then
weren't.
just did
They were
horrible in
the
the
sixth
playoffs.
seed last year. They were sixth.
Oh yeah, it's true. They didn't do well actually. Yeah, sorry, you're right.
You're talking about 2019.
I remember everybody going into that year thinking, oh my god, the 76ers are going to do amazing. And then they proceeded to do horrible.
Alright.
So you think that how do you think they're going to do in the East? Playoffs. Come playoff time.
I think they're going to be a top seed. Not the top seed, but probably a top seed. 1, 2, or 3.
What about in the playoffs?
It really depends. I mean, I don't know how I could look this... Like, I mean, I made that same mistake last year, looking too much into the future and predicting things without knowing the whole story. So I'm not trying to make that same mistake again. But,
Make a prediction. Just make
getting
a
out of the
prediction.
first round. I'll say they get out of the first round. No injuries, none of that. I'll say they get out of the first round.
That's all you see? That's all you're giving them?
Minimum.
Who's making Eastern Conference then? If it's not
I
them.
mean, you have Brooklyn, you have Boston, who I think is
You think
that's a
Boston
legit
will beat
contender.
76ers?
Boston is a special team, man. I'm telling you, Boston is great all-around team, great defense, great offense. I mean,
It's very possible.
Mhm.
Boston has always kind of had a good young team that's been set to do well, and it's kind of
they're gonna win a they're
waiting
bound
for
to win championships.
eventually. We're just waiting.
No, like very soon. In the near future, they're winning championships.
Unless Brooklyn takes over the league and goes for like 3-peats
No,
and all
but
that.
KD's aging. They're all aging. I mean, like, you have their duo of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, both averaging 27.
They're going
Brown's
to be
averaging
huge
27,
stars
5,
of the future.
and 4, and Tatum's averaging 27, 7, and 4. They're both shooting
They
great from
are
the
going
field.
to be.
They're both shooting great from 3. They're great players.
I just came up with a question for you. Who do you think is going to be the next generation's Kevin Durant and LeBron?
Oh, you mean like the two that dominated the entire era? Basically?
Yeah, the face of the leagues and all that.
I have it between 4 people.
Go.
I say in the next 5 years. Oh, there's so many to pick from. Okay, I say since they're rookies, I'm gonna give them maybe in the next potential 7 years. The faces of the league are gonna be Ja and Zion. Since they're still young, I'd say maybe the face of the league in potentially the next like 3 or 4 years is gonna be Tatum, Luka, and what's his face, Giannis. Giannis is already a 2-time MVP. I think he's gonna have a
crazy. Heck of a career.
He's gonna have a wicked career.
That's kind of cool though.
It
So
is.
I agree with you. I think that it will be Giannis, Luka, and who was the other one you said? Tatum?
Yeah.
I'm a bit uncertain about Tatum, but I think that is very possible.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of needs him and Luka Doncic. I think that they kind of need a chip soon. We're like a really good team to secure themselves into that position.
And Luka's too much of a liability on defense. And Trae Young.
But he can improve. I wouldn't put Trae at.
I wouldn't put him there either. But how's he doing? Averaging 27, 4, and 9. Not bad, but how are the Hawks doing? They're decent. To say the least. They're decent.
What place?
They're 6th.
Oh. That's pretty good.
Alright, move on with the questions.
Yes, I believe this is the last one.
Oh, this is.
So, let me check. Yeah. Which team will be most improved this season?
Most improved.
Mm-hmm.
I think Brooklyn is already making a major jump already.
I think it's the obvious answer is Brooklyn. But what about
Utah?
I have two teams besides
Utah, you have Phoenix.
Phoenix Hawks.
You have
I
New
would
York,
put Hawks in there.
Who is the
I would put
seed,
Hawks in there.
You know?
The 9th seed from 18th seed before, and I know that's not possible.
Yeah,
Hawks are also going to improve.
Who else?
It's a very different NBA than what it was 2 years ago.
It is very much.
It's quite cool. I like it.
I'm excited. If all goes well and the season will not be postponed, I'm very, very excited. Just a quick checkup on Derrick Rose. How's he doing?
You just always got to do a quick checkup on Derrick Rose.
I am gonna check. Why wouldn't I check up on Derrick Rose?
You always got to do a quick checkup on Derrick Rose, dude.
Derrick Rose. Okay. Okay. Played 15 games. He's averaging 23 minutes. Not bad from the field. Not bad from 3. Alright. Averaging about 14 and 4. Those are decent numbers for the amount of times for the amount of minutes he plays. Check his per 36 stats.
He doing a decent.
Yeah, I just want to check his per 36 stats. Per 36 minutes. Per 36 minutes, he'd be averaging 22 and 6 per 36. Some good stuff from Derrick Rose.
The guy doing well.
And his usage rate isn't all that high. Where is it? It's decent. So yeah, good job, Derrick.
Yeah.
Wait, I want to just say something. Do you think KD's gonna have the biggest comeback from a sports injury ever? Because he's already
no
MVP candidate. Easy.
No.
No? Who?
Would you not put Kobe higher?
What?
Kobe had a decent comeback from his injury until he got injured 7 times more.
Kobe was never the same after his injury. He had that 160.
After which one? Which one are we talking about?
The Achilles. He was never the same. I mean, he's had 147 different injuries, but
that's why I'm
No, I'm talking the big one is the Achilles injuries, but you see Boogie, you see John Wall, you see Kobe.
That's a good question. Maybe KD will be.
I think so.
Did Jordan ever get injured?
Jordan broke his foot. I think that was one of the only major ones.
And then came back from it.
And then dropped
maybe
63
I'd put Jordan higher than that. Maybe I'd also put maybe LeBron's cramp. I'd also put higher.
Oh yeah, that cramp was Jesus. Oh my God, that
That was
cramp.
bad, dude.
That was so terrible. I
How-
felt so bad for him.
I know, it was so bloody.
I mean, if anything, Kobe.
I-
If anything, Kobe or Clay making those 2 free throws in the finals is like a soft move. Like he should have stayed in the game instead of just making
Yeah,
2
you
free
really-
throws. Softies.
He really should have. No. No, I think that we should end the episode on us calling cramps bloody. I'm ending it there. Thank you guys for watching so much. If you liked it, please like and subscribe down below, and please share with every single person you know. Yeah. So, thank you for watching. Peace out.
What's up?